Alright, new video. I'm back. Rerolled. We are now a Deadeye tornado shot. We are Omni. Kind of typical setup. LA, not doing cold conversion. Probably won't. Just want to show you what I'm doing. Try LA. Attack speed arrow. Crit chance. Typical. Fade of bow. We are running Lacquered with duration to give us 23 haste. Doesn't matter that much. Gives us like 1 movement speed and 2 attack speed, but it became free with the helmet, so might as well. Omni, obviously, we are running high res. 2 typical rings. I crafted these. Nothing too hard to do. This one, I got lucky with this one. I picked up for like, I think 2 diff like a week ago. And it's just, yeah, I'm not gonna upgrade it for like less than 10 div. I could probably go for an arrow, but that's annoying. Stygian with multi, LA, typical. And then we've got onslaught on kill, we've got action speed, usual. Boots is 5% ground, so I'm not gonna upgrade that. Too difficult, and I am running Shadows and Dust, and I'm running that with a Spectre. It's a level 26. I'm using level 4. I could drop it down to level 3 and sell this for like a few div. I think it's like 3 or 4. Because we only need 25 to get our 3rd Spectre. In terms of which ones I'm running, I'm using the Perfect Warlord. This guy here spamming the endurance charges and war cries. I'm using Perfect Meat Sack for 40% more HP. And then the last guy is just a random guy, Onslaught. It's not the Warlord, it's the guy that's worse. This guy, Perfect Forest Warrior, was just calling an Onslaught. I don't need it, but I just need to stick something in there. Ideally, you'd probably run the Bluebird that I've shown in a different video, which is the one that gives you Grace. It's just that one just dies insanely easily for some reason. And there is also this guy, Giant Perfect Guardian Turtle, which gives you Determination, which is pretty nice. At the moment, we are running Primalist. I started with Magi and Tinctures, which is pretty strong on the budget version. You get a ton of value out of Magi early. Typical tree. Path here. I do want to get rid of this, but I would need to pick up the massive Thread of Hope over here to allocate that, which is a bit expensive. At least for what I'm doing at the moment. I'm using Brutal Restraint. Don't need Lethal Pride, don't need all of that BS. This is like literally 2 div compared to like 50 like Lethal Pride, and it just has like 1% less damage or something. It's crit, attack speed, LA, max life, LA, attack speed, crouch, life, LA. So pretty much every single node is good. We do have what's this game physics code. This doesn't do much for us because we're not fist converting. And then we're using 2 large clusters, Feel the Fight, Martial Prowess, and we've got Feed the Fury and Arcane Shot. And we're using 4 eye-to-eye repeaters with Chaos Res, just to get that up a bit. We are Helicapped, of course, and 25 Chaos Res, with 64 overtime, thanks to Arakali. And we're using the Aberath for Burning Grounds. CB Jewel with some useful mods. Was this crit, damage, life, not too expensive. Ancestral Vision for avoidance. So we are 104% avoidance, 100 suppression, 5k evasion, which goes up with flasks and stuff. 2k armor, 7k evasion, it's enough. You can drop armor altogether, it doesn't matter that much. If I was going to replace something, I'd probably replace this armor flask and use some Rapper Geniuses, or maybe Taste of Fate, just for Fizz taking us cold. We are running that which was taken, which we have additional 20% chain of terrain. We are using the chain ricochet. I just think it's just that much better. Chain itself is amazing for mapping, and then because it has 50% chance to bounce off of the walls as well, just makes it so much better. You're basically granting yourself 50% extra arrows based on what you have. We take plus 2 proj, we take Gathering Winds for Tailwind, and we take Focal Point for our Curse Warlord's Mark setup. This is a 6 link, it doesn't need to be, but I just don't have sockets elsewhere. So we have Peacock, Mana Forge, Cast on Crit, Frenzy, Frenzy with light up, so it doesn't have mana issues and doesn't consume our mana. And then we have Warlord's Mark, which grants 20, is it 20? 20 rage regen when we stun, and then we have 5% chance to grant us endurance on hit as well. We do have, do we have? No, we don't have anymore. There is another mod you can get which has endurance on stun on this, which is good enough as well if you don't, if you're in the typical sniper's mark. Gaining further as they travel, easy mod kind of feeling. We are running accuracy if we crit recently. That's just because we have only 3.4k accuracy, so that puts us just about 94% on evasive mobs, which we want to get to 100% obviously, but this puts us pretty high up there with additional 20% accuracy. At least PLB says so. We have crit. If we haven't crit, we don't need that. That's just a spam mod that came with the jewel. And we are running interrogation with hinder. These are cheap, and hinder can be annoying sometimes, so just get that. If you don't want to, you can get CB on this, but those are very expensive, like 10 div plus easily. And this removes ignite, chill, freeze and shock, which doesn't matter that much. It actually increases the damage because of the other mods, other elemental elements. But the big one is that we cannot freeze. What this means is we actually stun with pretty much all of our hits all the time. So that's how Warlord Mark tech works, along with endurance charge on hits. As long as if you have, endurance on hit on like an eye or a charm, you can use that as well. Charms are quite powerful. They flesh out a lot of what we miss. So we have a co-link that we used to have on the High Risk Truth, and then we have 8% instant leech, which is basically this node right here, this mastery, and it saves us 5 points. We don't need this leech, these leech nodes either, because we're picking up Feel the Fight and Feed the Fury, which gives us life and mana leech already. So that's fine. Next one we have more suppress, which is nice. That saves us 2 points right here to pick that up. And we take travel further, another 60% increased damage. We have onslaught on kill and phasing on kill. This is just a generic filler at the end. It doesn't matter too much what you put to this. You can put more instant leech if you want. You could put like furthering travel again, or more suppression if you're lacking on gear, or something like that. The only thing with boots, yes, we do have the chosen unveiled 30% avoidance. If you can't get that, just remove the avoid poison and pick up the avoidance to elements instead, and that'll work for you. What else are we doing? We are Omni, so obviously we want attributes. We have 1.3k omniscience, which is pretty nice. 305 attributes, so we can equip anything we want. We have 82 movement speed and hideout, 13 action speed. This is just doing nothing. What else we do? We have 207k and hideout DPS with 60 base, almost. Well, this is effectively 500, but we get power charges, we get endurance and frenzy charges, and along with brittle, we get easily crit capped as well. so you don't have to worry about this number too much. It goes up to about 70 or 80% in the map, but it's easy crit capping. It just doesn't show on this. We are running 8 arrows, 6 brooch, and with Omni we have almost 100% pen, which is enough for just about all the typical mobs that we need. Obviously helps with the bosses. We do still take inverted, because this is obviously massive, because then we invert and then we penetrate further, so that always helps. Yeah, 8-6. We do run Dying Sun, that gives us another 2. I'm not too, I don't know, I don't feel too strongly about Dying Sun, but it's pretty good. You can make this a lot stronger with Magi, and I already had it with the Magi, so I just kept it in there. Then we run in Crit, Jade, Quicksilver, with movement speed, crit, and attack speed. I need to replace this with like armor or something down the line. 6 Link, Tornado Shot, Inspiration is mandatory. Elemental damage, kind of mandatory. It's just that strong, really. I do have the Awakened. I dropped it early on, so just kept using it. I did swap to LMP. Actually need to level this just to get 2 more projectiles from TS. You don't need this. You can swap this for added cold if you don't have enough. You can swap this for any other added, basically. You can swap this for Mirage Archer if that's what you prefer. It's up to you, this slot. We've got crit damage. This is, again, I would say mandatory, because we are crit capping so easily. Having plus 150 multi is just insane damage. And yeah, 21, I just filed it by accident. You don't need that. And then Trinity is fairly important, because we are LA. We get a lot more benefit from this. We do have 50 of the lowest resonance, so that gives us a ton more elemental, more damage, and pen as well. Yeah, 17% pen. It's just very good. Trinity. Any LA ball should be in Trinity, pretty much. For auras, we're running haste. It's a Val haste, so it gets a duration tag. We run precision for accuracy and crit, and then we have anger, which mostly is to help with our low fire elemental damage. So the only thing with Trinity is you mostly want to balance your damage ranges, because what you want is the highest number to occur occasionally. So what you want is lightning as the easiest one to fix, but it's the fire and cold that's the biggest issue. So you want your max fire to be above minimum cold, that way they should be able to alternate, and you don't want your cold to be higher than your maximum lightning, because of how lightning rolls, it has very high range. You won't be as lucky to get that Trinity consistently. So I used to have added cold in here, but that was breaking my Trinity basically. I wasn't getting it consistently enough, so I was losing a ton of damage because of that. So that's how you just need to kind of fix it. It's not too hard. It's a fairly complex gem, but once you understand it, it's nothing difficult. And then yeah, I'm running Spectres on a +1 gloves, which I can drop. Can I? I could drop it if I had a +1, +2 rare helmet, but because I don't, I have to stick with +1 and a level 3 empower. So it gets +1 to level 4, and this gets 21 and +1. So that's how we get level 25 for 3 of them. Running 2 is probably fine. I've seen people use Ancestral Guardian in this, and then link Meat Shield, Minion Life to these as well, just so they get more life, basically, because we're not minion build, we don't have any minion scaling at all, so we need to basically make them as tanky as possible, and that's why we get the Perfect Warlord and Meat Shield, just to basically keep the third guy alive as long as possible, because he grants us Vitality. It's very nice. I think it's level 20 Vitality. We check defenses, we get 310 life regen on a bow character, which is pretty nice. In terms of what I've been doing, I don't know, just farming basic stuff basically. I've been doing Shaper, Invitation, Harbingers. I've stopped. I've moved to like a mapping tree now, which basically covers. I still take hobbies. I'm going for legions with the blue altars, shrines, legions, hobbies. I take custom joints just to sell these. They still sell well. Fully revealed, like four blueprints are still worth a bit, and I'm just taking the entire effect top half of the tree, and I'm just going for beyond with no bosses. These help, surprisingly. 3% doesn't sound like much, but this is a 3 plus 3%, and then I have 3% increase for Conquer, which I think has like a base of 1 to 2%, but this helps a lot. If I look at my maps, I've got like 5 Shapers that's just sitting there waiting to be run. Got a ton of Conquerors, but I actually need Baran, so we can just witness that real quick. We can run it together. Chisel, Alk, double reflect I can't do. You could maybe have like swap charms if you really wanted to run a reflect like this, or run a no reflect compass. For this one I'm just gonna run typical what I do, so Gloom Shrine, I like shrines. I want to add another one, it helps with clear. Hobbies are pretty nice, Haunted Traitors, whatever, and then we run Polished, mostly for the Haunted Traitors. So they just dropped us some Polished Scarabs, 3 of them, nice and cheap. And then we run Hobby, Maps, Legion, and more uniques. Sometimes run Torment as well. Well then, let's reroll this. I don't want to run this. Oh yeah, I need to turn it off. It's actually annoying me sometimes. Of all the elements, I don't want Possessed and Plateau. No. This is nice. Temporal Chains, I could put Stick on Curse. Do I have any of these? I thought I did. No, doesn't matter. We'll just stick on there. Reduce crit. This is pretty useful. And doesn't matter. I've got 2. It's whatever. I don't need that. 1k armor. It doesn't actually do that much, because we actually just leech everything. It's not a problem. We'll witness this. You can run additional beyond, just to get more mobs, which I'll just do just to show off. We can run that. Obviously, we're gonna juice. I always want to juice. The mechanic is quite powerful. If you can handle it, you should always be juicing your mobs. We are going for yellow and blue for more currencies. So we've got some yellow here. Alright, I need to level this up. Every time I level this up, I get like 1 more damage, just because of how the dual reduction works. You don't want to backtrack too much, like what I'm doing, but you want to pick up as much as juice as possible. We're kind of aiming for 2,000 of each, but from what I've seen, it's actually more beneficial to just stack a single one and get like 4,000, 6,000 of a single one, and I'll get you a ton more rewards. And then once you got your portal, you can just go back and pick up the stragglers on the sides. It doesn't matter that much, but it's like a few hundred juice. So yeah, not amazing. 1k purple, 1k yellow. So we'll probably just get a ton of uniques, but maybe we can get something else. Again, hobbies are pretty good, mostly because of the price of fraction orbs, which continues climbing up, even with the divination card that they recently added, the 2 brothers, or whatever it's called. The fraction orb right now is 14 divines. I And back when I was still farming this a couple of days ago, they were on like 8, so this is only going up. Obviously, tornado shot, we want to go fast, kill the entire screen, and with juicy mechanics, you'll probably end up just killing the entire map first, and then actually going back to loot. So let's turn this down a bit. Just because there's sometimes so much loot when you get a very nice map together that you just won't get a chance to actually loot it properly in a single inventory. And even if you do, you kind of want to continue going with your altars, with your shrines, just so you don't die or anything like that. Obviously it's a shot, I've got 3000 life, I'm squishy. I've got I think 20k EHP, nothing amazing. So sometimes I have to get one shot, typically by Legion mobs, Legion generals, just because they'll roll like always crit with like extra as Fizz or extra as Chaos, and there's literally just nothing I can do to not get one shot by that. I'd have to raise my defenses quite a bit to prevent that from happening, or drop my high res for like a lightning coil or something. It's just one of those things that every now and then you will die. Don't be like discouraged, don't be like looking at your XP bar all the time thinking, oh, 10% loss, because it's pointless. Just finish this up quickly. Not too juicy, unfortunately, but this is just out can go pretty much with like 10c of compasses, maybe. And most of that is going into Albies. Let's grab these. Let's drop the boss. We should have roughly 120 million damage. Obviously it's hard to calculate just because tornado shot relies on arrows, projectiles, chains and so on. It's a lot of RNG stacked on top of each other. But we are running Rage and Berserk, which is up quite a lot. It won't be for the bosses, but it's just one of those things. So yeah, it's phasing Baron. Does he have any life mods? He's got movement speed, more damage, but no life mods I don't think. So yeah, the damage is pretty good. I've been running very juicy maps without any problem, to be honest. I was thinking for the next upgrades to drop the helmet, even though it's giving me 45% attributes, which is pretty big. I kind of want some more RMR. I could also get that on a charm if I wanted to, and then drop the phasing and maybe get that on an eye, because I know that's a mod. It's not a lot, I think it's like 5%, but it might be enough, because when we do kill entire pack, it should trigger anyway. And then I can fit another ore in maybe like a Herald of Lightning or Ash, one of the two. Excuse the cat. Yeah, so just some options. I would like to run a defensive, so maybe Arctic armor is an option as well, but because right now I've got I think 20% unreserved. Is that 5? Yeah, about that. So there's plenty of mana to reserve. It only costs us 8, so obviously we don't need that much. We are running life tap, so those don't consume anything. There's literally the cost of 9 mana, 8 mana, and that's all we need, to be honest. Nothing crazy. Just ideas. So that was what, 20c cost of a map. I probably shouldn't count the cost of this, because we are sustaining, we are dropping quite a lot of these, and when I'm not running these, I'll run like a cemetery and get duplicated maps every now and then, quite often. But we got, I don't know what that is. I guess with the card that's 40-50c, but just like an all can go approach, clear everything, go out, go again. Sound good. Useless. One stats are very much not needed at all. Let's apply some of these. Yeah, I started this build with 30 divines with a weaker bow that I bought for about 10, which didn't have the +1 arrow obviously, but you can get like 1000 LE DPS on a good base for about 14, 15 thereabouts. Obviously plus arrow makes it, yeah, like 30 to 40. But yeah, it's just one of those. What is it, about 1000? Yeah. In terms of my current build cost, I would say it's closer to 60, 80. A lot of it is in the cluster jewels. These are fairly expensive. Eye to Eye repeater with chaos is a div. I got 4 of those. I got 2 of these with chaos. That's another 5 div. So yeah, in clusters alone I've got like 20 div. This shouldn't be too expensive. 6 div. I should sell mine. So I don't need that hinder. But yeah, they're about 1 div. Just because every single bow build will be using that as well now. Ancestral's pretty cheap, ATC. And then this one was pretty cheap. Illicit? Nope. What else? What else? That's about it. What I've also been doing is crafting a bit. I'm trying to like sell off a bunch of junk. I've been sitting in my stash with stuff like this. It's fairly easy to get. This dropped from the Alva or Reverse Incursion. These are great for XP, but they also drop a lot of these temple. Oh no, it's not this one. It's this one, this temple mod, which has like a crit against shocked, increased damage against chilled, and stuff like that. So these are fairly easy to craft. If you get something like this that drops with literally any decent life and something usable, it's such 1 div. And then this actually dropped from Varici, I remember, because he gave me the fake conversion. These will be used by Fist to Cold conversion. There probably won't be that many just yet because it's an expensive league and expensive bow that you need for this to work. You'll be looking like 80 div for that kind of bow. So a lot of the casuals will not be running out, and people that will be running out early already know how to craft these, so they won't be buying these. If we check attack speed, convert, it's about, yeah, 420, 50 div. These 40, 50 will be quite perfect, so that's why they're so expensive. Mine has life regen, which is bad. You can get like a chaos res, which will up the price quite a lot. I get dexterity that no one cares about, so it's just one of those. Let's talk about, yeah, I showed you my atlas, that's fine. Invitations, probably best money making you can get at the moment, just because of how expensive Maven is. Maven Ritz is at 1.6 div already, which is just very high, strangely so. And comparatively, like Shaper, it's like 10C, 40C for a set, very low. So you want to be running invitations, because these will, a feared will grant you entire writ, sometimes more, and a normal like Shaper or Elder or even the memories, what they're called, altered distant memories synthesized maps will also give you half a writs. So you're basically making, what is it, 120C just for running 4 maps. So you'd run your Shapers, which are about 10C, I think. Yeah, so you run 40C worth of maps to get 120C back. The only caveat is you probably need to spec into these points to get your invitation drops so you can sustain a bit. These should give you, what is that, 32%. These as well. so you're 48%, so you have a pretty good chance of dropping one every single map. From what I've seen, it sustains quite well, but it's just one of those where you eventually will run out, will have to buy them. They're about 90C, so that cuts into your profits, but it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, that's about it. I'll continue with this, keep grinding. I might get a mage bot, maybe, who knows. I don't know, I don't actually need it, to be honest. Flask effect it's good, but I already have too much damage, and I can't get that much more defensives out of it. So at the moment this 110 Omni, 60 life, 5% max with Chaos is just worth a lot more, and then gives me a socket. This alone is giving me, I think, 10% more damage, maybe more, because this is 25 multi and a bunch of flat fire and lightning, which just helps with my cold and my Trinity. So if I get enough lightning base, which you could do with the perfect spirit summon, I don't have one, I don't think. They're about 40C. Perfect spirit of fortune it's called, which grants you a wrath, which is just massive, and it grants you additional lightning damage when you're nearby to it. But yeah, that's about it. Pretty good build overall, I like it. I wasn't too keen on the Warlord's setup, but Berserk and Rage is just quite strong. Very much often in the map I'll have like 200 plus movement speed, which is just crazy. Let's run a Cemetery Shrine, roll a nice juicy one, just so I can show myself dying or something. We arc these. I don't want less recovery, it messes up with your leech. Instant leech is fine, but it's only 8% of the actual leeched amount, so you'll actually see yourself dying just because you can't leech enough. That's fine, that's fine. And crit maps, they're okay, but you have pretty high likely chance of just dying in those, just because you'll hit some other mod and you're just screwed. Reflect reduced, no leech, that's a terrible map. We'll hit Ape mod, which we can run. It's LA res, but because we're Omni now, that doesn't matter as much. Let's dig down what's in here. Let's just let's add some Harpies into that as well. These just are great for spawning grass, so if you're doing juice, I would be running as well. So beyond with altar, and I should spec into this. Do I have 2 points? Spec out this. We'll spec into Path of Energy. If you're struggling, like, or you maybe like ahead on the build, you should be taking this. It gives you max res, like 3 max res, and 110, 115 increased damage and 45% movement speed. It's pretty strong. 2 more points. I'll just grab 1 quant. Whatever, it's over here. And then we'll just put Nico on that map. It'll give us a lot of defenses. Do these sell? 20C, not bad. I might just run that later. If you're running the Spectres, you might want to keep one of these around. It's a flask of the summoner. It gives the minions regen from your flask. Obviously it won't like insta heal them, because these have like 50-60k life or something stupid because of the supports and the meat sack. Yeah, 50% more minion life, 23 increased life, and these spawn as level 77 because they're level 26 Spectres. Anyway, show off this. Need to try and be a bit careful, because 8 mods are still 8 mods. They can 100% kill me if I'm not too careful, especially when there's a king spawning right at the entrance. So I would go for more purple. Rarity is actually very strong when you have a lot of pack size and a lot of quant on the map, at least from what I've seen. You see a massive difference in drops when you have like 6,000 purple compared to none. I've done, I think, 3 of the vendor O-rings for that one chest I forget the name of. Yeah, so it's pretty strong. I wasn't too lucky. Let's try and scoop up a bit on the sides. You can go in the void. You got like a few seconds before you get kicked out. So if you ever need to, you can just move over. And then once you're done, go out and stay, and I'll give you the 10 stacks and kick you out. There's no punishment for doing that at all. Altars, anything good? I don't want to be giving them Fizzer's Lightning, that'll just make a bit too much. It's mine. I'm not getting any. Oh, I wonder if the hexproof. There must be, because I'm not getting any rage, and I don't have the hexproof charm. There is one. If it's an issue, you can run that as well. So yeah, right now I'm not getting any berserk, so I'm losing like 40% damage or something because of that. It's still enough, as you can see. It's really not a problem. Damage is not the issue of Tornado build on a decent budget. It's the defensives. So like that, I just took like 90% of my health from some magic mobs. It's unavoidable, but yeah. If you can, you should aim more towards defensives rather than damage, because it's better to like pick up a ton of like these shrines and stuff and give yourself a lot of borrowed power rather than just die all the time. But yeah, 8 mod, juiced, not massively, mind you, with safe mods as well. But yeah, it's a very nice build. It's bow league. Every league is a bow league, so just grab this. Off he goes. We'll just finish this guy before we leave. And then yeah, often you'll just be standing still, holding your right click or whatever mouse button. I'm just firing hundreds of arrows. Reduce defensive by frenzy. Don't think. We should be okay, because again, we're not running too many defensives. This would decrease your like ES, armor, and evasion, I'm pretty sure, and the same as the mod on our chest, 50% increase. So because we don't really have that much to begin with, we should be fine as is. Then yeah, it's all about picking off. And then I would again ignore loot and just clear the map. If you're really struggling with the map, then just pick up what you can and just take it out. But I should be okay at this point. The build is pretty strong, and as long as I'm firing so hard, as long as I don't get one shot, I should be more than fine. These yeah, these guys kill me the most. This guy does like a Sunder thing. He does extra lightning damage, extra exposure, and he's double empowered. There's another one of those that also does like a Venom Jaya kind of attack. He's pretty nasty as well. He'll kill me easily. But yeah, again, we don't care about XP. We just want some loot out of the map. So just keep an eye on where he was and just pick up the loot before we go up there. So yeah, this is Outgo Val 8 mod. The drops are pretty nice. Again, if we were to juice more, it'd be nicer. But just one of those. I know I've seen like multiple people, even like in global chat, like drop in headhunters and mage bots. It's not that rare because of how many uniques we're printing out. If you take the scarabs for it as well, it helps. I've dropped a lot of T1 uniques, and I think 3 T0s, like Voltaxix and stuff like that. So yeah, the juice is working, and it's a great way to go pseudo magic fight without actually building for it, because you get so much more additional loot. Don't need that. And we should have a legion around here soon. So when you get those, you're gonna try and off-screen them. Oh, that's a guy with more projectiles and arrows than me. Carcass, worthless. Giant beam, worthless. Back in my day, these were worth a lot. Yeah, times change. I'm running 25 Spectres as a tornado should build. You just have to adapt and do what you can with your build. Where is he? I can hear him. And yeah, trying to kite them, trying to off-screen as much as possible. Oh, these guys are fighting. Yeah, there's they make a lot of noise, these guys. Sure. Yeah. Oh, I get killed by a white mob. Nice. But then again, I would expect as much. Cool. I won't bore you. I'll go with it. Yeah. Good luck farming. Next time, I might just change to a different build. Something tanky. I've seen some very nice builds. Blade traps. And a decent, maybe a Venom Jaya. Again, I might just go something CI. This chaos is actually an issue this week. Yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Good luck farming. If you have questions, just drop them in the channel and try and ask them. Good luck. I'll see you later.